Hello everyone and welcome to SuttonsDaze. Today I'm kind of coming to you off the cuff, okay? I have felt it coming. I'm reading, I'm watching, I'm doing all the things that hopefully you're doing, but I'm also continuing to prep. And I mentioned to Phil the other day, I said, I'm comfortable with where we're at. I'm comfortable with where we're at, but I don't know if it's time to stop. With the impending changes in the consumption that's going to be happening here, I know we're very well covered, but then we do things like today. We raised 3 pigs this year, and one of them I think was a little bit older than the other 2, and it fattened up really quick. And to hold it for another 2 months would have not been a good thing. It would have been way too big. So Phil separated them today, and he took the largest pig. He called our processor that we normally do business with and said, hey, can I sneak in a pig? And they found room for a pig, okay? The other 2, we've got somebody else processing. So, we're comfortable with that, but it just would have been too long. It was just too long. So they snuck in the pigs. So I said, do me a favor, do a little scouting while you're there, find out how it's going in their world. And we've been hearing about impending food shortages and the potato shortages and onion shortages and all kinds of shortages, and how the prices have gone up exponentially, and how it's just not good out there right now. It's not good out there right now, and it's probably not going to be good out there for a while, okay? But he was talking to him and he said, so how's it going for booking right now? Because remember, we made the decision. We made the decision to only do 3 pigs this year because we found somebody literally just down the road from us that could process the 3 pigs. But because I would have had to book the processing date before I even knew when I was going to get the pigs. And that doesn't work at all. So we kind of said, no, we can't do that with 12 pigs like we normally do. And now that we've had 3, we've made the decision we're going to stick with just doing 3. Because if you raise 1, you might as well raise 2, you might as well raise 3, as long as you can get them processed. That right there is the kicker. And when he was talking to her, she said that right now today is August 31st, 2022, and they are booked out through the end of January 2024. 2024. What? And they have a cancellation list. If somebody cancels, can you fit me in? That is how packed they are. That is how just overwhelmed they are with business. Now, from a business aspect, hey, that's pretty cool, right? From a customer aspect, boy, this stinks to high heaven. But from a homesteading perspective, as somebody who thinks that we should be raising and growing more of our food and being more aware of, where it comes from, how we get it, and lessening that footprint, I think it's a great thing. But there's a lot of people doing it now. And she said, the woman that runs the office said that, yeah, as far as she can tell, what it is more people being aware of the prices, being aware of the shortages, and taking control and starting to raise more of their own food. And they're seeing everything. They're seeing cattle, they're seeing pigs, they're seeing sheep, they're seeing the gamut. They don't do chickens, thank goodness. But they're just, they are overwhelmed with customer requests. And there was somebody that called in and said, hey, I've got 10 pigs I need to have butchered now. She's like, there's no way. We can't do it. We can't do it. There's no way. Well, do you have a cancellation list? Can I get on that? She goes, yeah, we do, but it's like really long. Go ahead and put me on the cancellation list. I mean, those pigs are going to be, 600 pounds by the time they get to that spot. So it's a problem. Okay, it's a problem. And I mean, we're lucky that we kind of ran across our friends that are going to be doing this, so we got lucky with those, and we'll just stick with 3 for the time being. But the problem is that the prices are not going down. I don't anticipate them going down. Supply is definitely still a factor, and nobody is making enough money compared to the inflation that we're dealing with today. So now is not the time to stop. When I look at it's the end of summer. It's August 31st, okay? So kids are going back to school, all that fun stuff. And when you look at that, you're like, okay, everyone's kind of, ooh, let's do fall. No, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a hot minute, you know, to get totally into fall. But the trend that I'm reading, the trend that I'm seeing is that on the stock market, specifically on the stock market, when they look historically at the stock market and the graph that shows how it's going, right? We got to 2008, and you know, that's when everything crashed, right? And our current graph is following the 2008 graph. When do these things normally hit? October. They normally hit in October. Now, there is a little tiny bit of reprieve because they're talking about AARP put out a thing saying that they're expecting 8 to 11% increase in cost of living allowance for anybody that receives Social Security or Social Security disability. So COLA, as a rule, right, is probably going to go up. The problem is it's still not going to meet what is needed as far as economic, you know, being able to buy food and shelter and all of that other stuff. So don't stop prepping today. Don't stop. Don't sit on your laurels. And me, who is sitting here looking at this going, okay, I really cannot justify putting up a whole bunch more. We have what we need, but I'm still inventorying it. I'm still staying on top of it. I'm still rotating it. I'm still, you know, paying attention to what we're actually consuming, so that moving forward, I can be sure to backfill any of those holes. We are keeping a whole pig for ourselves this year, and the only good part about that is I can't eat beef for like the next 6 months. So I'll be able to have chicken and pork, because pork is the other white meat. Yes, it is. Anyway, knowing what you're coming up against, knowing what you're going to be consuming. And it's not that hard to figure out, okay? I've got some old videos, you know, where I kind of explain you've got 365 days out of the year. If you just focus on dinner alone, okay, then you know you're going to be using 100 chicken, 100 beef, 100, you know, 100 pork, and maybe 65 fish. Divided however it works best for your family, okay? Those are the proteins that you need to look at stocking up on. 1 person, 2 people, 10 people, doesn't matter. You need to figure out how much of that you consume and get that up there. Potatoes? Who'd have thunk potatoes, right? But apparently there's going to be some kind of potato shortage. So, you know, if you haven't gotten them already, get out there and get those freeze-dried potatoes or those dehydrated hash browns or dehydrated potatoes. You know, go get them. Go get them now. Go get them, you know, as you can today, because it's only going to get more expensive the more that we move forward. I have said this many times. I am not an economist, okay? I'm not a fortune teller, but looking at history, reading what I'm reading, seeing what I'm seeing, we are going to be dealing with this for a number of years. My prediction is 2025. It's only 2022. So this is not going away soon. We need to stay on top of it so that we are covered. And you want to start out, if you haven't done it yet, let me know in the comment section. Do you need me to help, you know, with 2 weeks? Do you need me to help with 30 days? Do you need me to help with 3 months? Do you need me to help with 6 months? Do you need me to help with a year? How can I help you figure out what it is that you need to stock up on? Because I'm there for you. I'm there for you. I want to show you how to do this. I want to show you how to make sure that you and yours are safe and secure and taken care of. Now, recently I talked about winter. I talked about the programs available to help you get through winter with heating costs and that kind of thing. I'm hearing, at least in one state, where you might be getting, if you are receiving any kind of assistance, where you might be getting some extra assistance to kind of get you going, you know, for the winter. I don't know why, but it needs to be done. You need to do this. And this is where you have to stop, okay? A lot of people say, well, but, you know, Lisa, I need to get my family on board with this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not. You need to get you on board with this, okay? Now, if Uncle Joe and Sister Sally want to make fun of you for doing what you do, that's their issue. You need to set it up for you. If your spouse is not on board with it, you need to sit down and have a discussion that says, look it, this is important to me. Don't say Lisa said it, okay? Lisa said it is not a good argument. But, I'm concerned about this. I need you to be concerned about this. I want to make sure that our family is safe and provided for, regardless of what's coming. And sit down and have that conversation. If that conversation doesn't work, I legitimately don't know what to tell you, but maybe somebody else down below does. Leave a comment in the comment section if you have a suggestion, because in my mind, a partnership, which is what a marriage is something where you can support each other and you can help make each other safer. And that's what I do with Phil. I said, this is important to me. I think it's important for the both of us when we first started this out. And he said, yeah, let's do it. Okay, great. Thank you. And more than once, we've seen it come in handy. Hurricane season is right around the corner. It is now, okay? So anybody that lives in hurricane areas knows that you get ready for hurricane season. You figure out how to batten down the hatches and make sure you've got food and make sure you've got toiletries and medication and anything else that you might need if you were to get hit by a hurricane. So that you're not one of those people out there running around looking for water and bread and milk at the last minute when a hurricane does decide that it's going to come your way. Or is in denial and says, oh no, it's not going to happen. There's a lot of people in denial, okay? But the fact of the matter is we have to get through a whole bunch. There is a midterm election coming up. I do not talk politics, nor am I going to here. So there's a midterm election coming up, and right now is when we're going to see certain things change. We're going to see gas prices continue to fall for a little while, okay? We're going to see different things. But if those are falling for you like they are for us, I honestly got excited about $3.58 a gallon for gas. I'm like, who are you? Because that's ridiculous. But that's how bad it's been, right? That $3.58 makes us excited now for gas. That you take that money that you're not spending on gas and you put it towards your pantry. Having a pantry today. It doesn't have to be a room. It doesn't have to be a closet. It doesn't have to be a cabinet. It doesn't have to be anything. It has to be wherever you can store it, however you can store it safely to prevent pests from getting in there. Make sure that you're storing it and you're prepping it and you're doing your due. Throw a tablecloth over the top of it and tell people it's just your new candle holder. I don't care, because it's nobody's business but yours. I'm not here to impress anybody but my husband, and he's used to me. So, it's kind of easy. Don't worry about what other people think. Start getting prepared. Keep being prepared. Keep on top of your preparedness, because we're up for some really rough times, and I want to make sure that all of you are there with us when we come out on the other end, and that we're better off for it. Now, being able to help people in their time of need is also a great way, a great reason to prepare. Not a great way, but a great reason. Because there are times when I know I'm seeing all kinds of posts on my local Facebook about people who are all of a sudden in need. I've already lost one friend due to lung cancer. I have another friend whose significant other has been diagnosed with lung cancer. All of a sudden, lung cancer is flying around here. So, if they need something, I know that I can help. I know that I've got something that can help, If they need a couple bucks, I can send a couple bucks, because I know that I don't have to spend it on my pantry this week. Your pantry is the best insurance that money can buy, period. It will not devalue. It will always hold its value. You can consume it. It is better than money in the bank. Absolutely, in my mind, is better than money in the bank, which is sad, okay? But it's a fact. And so when I look at, okay, do I take this money and do this with it, or do I take this money and buy some preps? I'm buying preps. I'm still buying preps. I'm still buying preps, and I'm going to keep buying preps, because to me, that is better than money in the bank. That is my security. That is my family's security. The bills are taken care of. I got the bills taken care of. If I kick over tomorrow, I got life insurance. We're good, okay? But if anything major happens, I know that my family is fed and housed and we are well. That's my biggest concern, and I hope it's yours too. And especially if you're single, make sure that you're taken care of. If you're single, I would love to see you with a year or 2 years food supply. I would love to see you with the medical supplies. I would love to see you with a little library full of books to help you in case the power grid goes down. We are going to be undergoing massive amounts of change in the next few years. Okay. Definitely 3, likely 10, but there's going to be a lot of changes, and we all don't accept change very well. So keep prepping, keep doing your due, keep hanging out with us on Monday Night Live, where we get lots of conversations and topics going, and I hope that you keep tuning into this channel. This was just basically a video saying don't stop, and if you haven't started, start. And if you need assistance with figuring out how to do something, let me know down below, and I will load you up with content to make sure that you have the knowledge that you need to get yourself where you need to be. Okay, everybody, until next time, be safe.